The unknown x is found on both sides of the equation for this given equation. But specifically on the left hand side, it's included in a grouping symbol. So in order for us to solve for the value of unknown, we really need to apply this distributive property of the coefficient outside that in order for us to get the correct value of the unknown. Let me rewrite here. We have 3 times x plus 3. This is our left hand side is equal to x minus 4. Now, we are going to apply here the distributive property. In doing that, of course, we will have 3 times x, 3x. We have here plus 3 times 3 is 9. Equal to the other side, x minus 4. Now, this is similar to the previous examples we had. We just simply need to apply the different properties of equality in order for us to continue solving. We will subtract first with 9 on both sides of the equation so that this would be 0. We would like x, the unknown, to be isolated on the left hand side alone. So we'll have here 3x, that's 0, is equal to x. You have this minus 13. Okay. Next, we're going to subtract x here to make this 0, but do the same thing on the other side as well. You will have here a result of 2x, that's 3x minus x is 2x, equal to negative 13. Now noticeably, we still have a coefficient here, so we will divide this by 2, so we could make this as 1. 1 times x becomes x, but doing it on the same side will result to a fractional value of our unknown, x, be equal to negative 13 halves. Now before we continue, take note that in this case, we just stick with whatever fraction is given here as long as it's the simplest form. Do not make it in a mixed fraction form because it's very difficult for us to check it later. And why do we come up with checking? It's a practice, it's a skill we need to master in order for us to determine whether our answer is correct or not. Now, in checking, here's the catch. We always use the original equation, not the version after the distributive property. Why? It's because there might be some errors from moving from one step to the other. Even if your result will satisfy the second equation, or the third equation, or the fourth version of the equation, if there are some errors on the process, then definitely it's not the correct answer. To identify whether it's correct or not, we always use the original equation. Just like this. Common mistake for some, instead of multiplying 3 and 3, they're adding 3 and 3. So this will be 3x plus 6. And you will know whether your answer is correct or not once you examine your result to the original equation. So again, the result for the unknown is a fraction. So we really need to master and review the operations on fractions. So simply substitute here 3, and you will have negative 13 halves plus 3 must be equal to question mark because we are checking negative 13 halves minus 4. Now notice that we have a fraction here and an integer, but this integer can be a fraction of over 1, and we can have the LCD here of 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1 times negative 13 is negative 13. Next, 2 divided by 1 is 2 times 3 I have here 6. The operation here is plus. That's for your left hand side. For your right hand side, the goal of checking is to make sure that both sides of the equation are just the same. So no need to worry about whatever will happen here as long as you will end up with a result that both sides of the equation are the same. And by the way, do not force your checking to be correct. If the checking portion is not satisfied, then go back to your original process. Again, LCD is 2 because 4 here is over 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1 times negative 13 is negative 13. 2 divided by 1 is 2 times 4. I have your 8, and then we have here minus. Now, here we have 3 times. This is actually equal to negative 7 halves. Negative 13 times 6 is negative 7 halves. The other side, negative 21 halves. Now, even if it's too obvious, simply continue because you're checking again, we should have an equal portions of both sides. Again, this is 3 over 1. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. 1 times 2 is 2. The other side is already negative 21 over 2. This means that your checking is now done, and the value of the unknown that you have used in your checking, being a fraction negative 13 halves, is the correct value of our unknown. Join us to the next adventure involving the unknown.